Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing.
Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 422 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. So, any of you listening, I just want you to know one thing. If you ever feel like no one is rooting for you to win, I want you to know that I'm rooting for you to win. I'm rooting for you to be the best version of you that's possible. Sometimes we can feel so alone in life, and I want you to know you're not alone. We're all connected. I mean, the reason you're listening right now is probably because someone loved you enough to send this episode. Or maybe you stumbled upon it on Spotify or Apple. And by stumbled upon it, I mean the universe put it right there just for you. Not only am I rooting for you, I'm also grateful for you for listening. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. All right. So I love to get dressed up. Do you guys love to get dressed up? It's one of my favorite things to do. I especially love to get dressed up and go out. And I'll start thinking about what I'm going to wear depending on the event months in advance. It's so funny. I used to ask Eric what he was going to wear to the party on Saturday night. It'd be Monday. And he would look at me like I was totally insane. He was like, I have no idea. I'll probably know Saturday 10 minutes before we leave. And it's probably going to be based on what you're wearing. Okay, fair enough. I guess that's the difference between men and women. But it matters to me what I wear. I feel completely different when I'm dressed in an outfit that I love and that I feel amazing in. I would go as far as to say we all do, whether you want to admit it or not. Now, this episode is not on clothes, I promise. But the reason I'm talking about it is this. So my husband, Eric, sent me a quote by Elizabeth Gilbert. And she said, you need to learn to select your thoughts just the same way you select your clothes every day. This is a power you can cultivate. If you want to control things in your life, work on your mind. Now, when I read that, it literally stopped me in my tracks, as you can imagine, because I love talking about thoughts. I don't know about you, but I was never taught, not one time growing up, that I could pick and choose the thoughts that I have. I went through my whole life up until probably the time I was 40, having no clue that my thoughts were optional. I really didn't know or even consider that my thoughts were something I could completely control until probably the last maybe 5 years, because I've done so much mindset work and coaching that my self-awareness is pretty much front and center most of the time. But if you had read that quote to me 10 years ago that I should choose my thoughts the same way I choose my clothes, I would have looked at you like you were crazy, probably the way you guys are looking at me right now or thinking about me right now. It would have gone in one ear and out the other, because I just thought our thoughts were automatic. I mean, we don't control our thoughts. They control us. And that's exactly what they do, unless we know they're there, unless we're aware of them. Our thoughts will wreak havoc on our day and we won't even know it. I mean, you don't realize because you're having thoughts that you are not conscious of. Have you ever gotten up and walked into the bathroom after sleeping and you look in the mirror and you think, oh my God, your skin looks so bad, or you're getting so old? I mean, have you ever had that thought? It's a terrible thing to think about yourself. And then while you're brushing your teeth, your thoughts go to an argument that you and your husband recently had, and now you're getting mad all over again. And then you walk to the kitchen and get your coffee, and it reminds you that you're almost out of coffee, and you hope that you can remember to get it after work, but you probably won't because you're so forgetful. And then when you're trying to decide what to eat, you tell yourself how fat you are. You shouldn't be eating anything. Those thoughts, aren't they terrible? But the ones that come so automatic because you've been beating yourself up for so long, the ones that you no longer even notice, those thoughts, they are not your only option. They're just the ones you're used to having over and over. Just like the comfortable sweatpants you've had since college. They're there because you've never taken the step to change them. Now, you may be like me and didn't even realize that you could. But I'm here to tell you, you can and you must if you are ever going to be truly happy. James Clear said in a recent X post that a surefire way to make a bad situation worse is to continue replaying it over in your mind. The damage is done. The only thing that matters now is making the best choice given your current position. Such valuable advice. It's not that bad things aren't going to happen or that we stick our heads in the sand. It's all about how we choose to look at it and what our thoughts are about it and what we're making it mean. I mean, the subtle thoughts that we have affect every decision we make. They affect our mood, our relationships, our work, our health, everything. And the idea that we're never taught that is insane to me. But you know why we're never taught that? It's because the people teaching you from the time you were born, they don't know it either. So don't be mad about it. Just be glad you're hearing it now. Because once you know it, now you can start noticing it. And once you notice, you become aware of it. And being aware of it, that's the first step to changing it. Because our heads will create turmoil all day long that doesn't exist in reality. I mean, why do you think someone who is so thin, all you see is skin and bones, but they eat and then they throw up any food they eat because they think they're fat? Why would they do that? They're already so thin. Well, they do it because their brain is telling them that they're fat. They look in the mirror and their brain distorts what they see to show them that. Then when in reality, anyone on the outside sees skin and bones. That's the power of our thoughts. They'll distort anything to fit our narrative. Our thoughts really are the reason we do anything. But here we go, just let them flow freely without being checked because they're so automatic and have just always been there. But do they have to be? So can you choose your thoughts the same way you choose your clothes? Yeah, you can. And you must if you ever want to live a truly happy life. Your thoughts have to be on purpose. You have to think on purpose. Now, it's hard at first. It gets much easier as you get the hang of it, but it's never going to be perfect. You're still going to have to set yourself straight regularly. We're never going to be perfect at it because we have input and influences from every direction, and that sways our thoughts just as much as our peer group or what we spend time looking at online sways the clothes we wear. I talked in an earlier episode about needing to clean out my closet. I did clean it out. I only have clothes in my closet right now that I love and that I wear. I love to look at chic outfits on Pinterest or Tumblr so that my eye is drawn to dressing that way. Now, I know we tend to dress to the caliber of our peers, and I also know I have a few people that love to get dressed up like I do, but I'm around some that don't. Now, I love them. I don't care, but that's not how I want to be. I feel good when I'm dressed well. And dressing well makes it easy to feel good when I go about my day. I choose my clothes very carefully. It matters to me. But I choose my thoughts now even more carefully because my thoughts are also constantly being challenged and influenced by what I see, by what I watch or read, by whom I'm around. We're extremely influenced by our surroundings. And if we aren't constantly aware of the thoughts going through our head, then our life is going to be like a roller coaster, riding the highs and lows of everything we take in. But it doesn't have to be that way. If I'm feeling sad or angry, the first thing I do now is check what I'm thinking about. Like, what has my attention? Have my thoughts been hijacked? I was feeling irritable the other day, which is a little bit out of character for me. And after giving it a little thought, I realized I had been replaying a conversation I had with my big sister in my head and also creating lots of scenarios that weren't great, mostly where I ended up the victim in the scenario. Now, those thoughts obviously weren't serving me, so I changed them. And instead of making the conversation mean something awful, I thought, what can I make it mean that serves me and serves my sister too? You see, changing our thoughts literally will change our mood, which literally will change our life if we keep it up. And we can decide how we want to feel and then go about doing the thing and thinking the things that make us feel that way. And look, I am a born optimist, so I can find something positive in just about any situation, and I often do. But I have those scenarios like where when it comes to my own self and my family, I notice that I can be a little negative rather than positive. But noticing it has helped me flip the script on myself. If I can't come up with a thought that serves me on a certain topic, I'm not kidding, I will change the subject in my mind. And you can do the same thing. You know you feel more confident and bold when you're wearing a really amazing outfit. It's really no different than when you're thinking amazing thoughts. In the story of Anne of Green Gables, I don't know if you've ever read those books when you were younger. I actually read them as an adult. My sister-in-law bought them for me as a gift. But at one point, Anne is riding on a bus to meet her new family, and she is dressed in the clothes that the orphanage had given her, which were tired and tattered. And she said in the story that it made her feel bad about herself. But when she noticed that she was thinking negative thoughts, she got right to the business of imagining herself in a beautiful blue tailored dress with gloves and lovely shoes, and it set her mind right in the exact spot she wanted to be. She immediately felt more confident. The only thing that ultimately needs to change is our mindset if we truly want to be authentically happy. My challenge to you today is the next time you're getting dressed in the morning is to not only dress yourself in something that'll make you feel fabulous, but also decide to think only thoughts that will make you feel fabulous too. So yeah, the outfit you choose affects your mood, but your thoughts, they actually create your mood. Share this with 3 fabulous people. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days.
Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.